Hey, kings and queens, I'm coming to you today with a couple exclusive stories that I don't think you guys ever heard of because it's not put in the forefront. Well, right here, what we have is a Florida man. He's accused of killing two people. His name is Austin Haroff. Austin Haroff. He's charged with murder. He killed a man and his wife, but he ate the man's face. And the doctor said he believed he was a half dog and a half man. And then I got another case where this mother, she kills her 6-year-old daughter and her 8-year-old son, right? And this stuff, what's happening here is very, very spiritual, and they deeming these people as crazy and insane. And I'm gonna bring more stories and more stories, and I'm gonna put all of these stories together because it's the same entity that's making them do this, that's controlling their body. And how I know? Because it attacked me once, but I gained my spiritual protection and I found out who I was. People need to find out who they are and need to live their spirituality. No religion, no none of that type stuff. But what's going on? We is at a spiritual war. These people didn't open up some doors somewhere, and it's like real life fucking Ghostbusters around here. It's real life Ghostbusters around here, and y'all thinking these people is committing these horrific crimes? They're not doing this. It is something that jumps in their body and make them do it. And how I know is because before I got my protection, I I was laying in bed. I was laying in bed and I was already getting attacked like Freddy Krueger type shit. My kids was getting attacked and some more. But I know I was laying on the bed and my teeth started chatting like I was finna bite my fucking son's face off. And I jumped up because it was like I was asleep, but I wasn't asleep, and my teeth was like biting, like I was finna eat my fucking baby face. So I know what the fuck is going on. And these people, they are labeled as crazy. I didn't put many stories on my Facebook about these people talking about these shapeshifters, these aliens, and some more shit, y'all. Like, wake the fuck up. Y'all need to get y'all spiritual protection because these people are locking these people away and they're not even doing these crimes. It's a host I don't know how to put it in fucking dummy terms. Just like the movie Fallen. Just think of the movie Fallen when Denzel Washington, how the spirit is jumping from body to body, doing all of this shit. But I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna just read y'all some of this stuff. I'm finna put up some clips. I'm finna try to find the video because I don't want to take nobody video off of YouTube. Okay, for some reason, I cannot find a news clip of it, but I will have one later before this. I end this video. I will have a news clip of it, but I'm going to read you this article. It says a 19-year-old Florida State University student accused of attacking and killing a couple, then biting a victim's face off, is now facing formal criminal charges. It says a gun-looking Austin Haroff was spotted in handcuffs Monday afternoon after he was discharged from St. Mary's Medical Center in West Palm Beach, where he's been since the August 14th attack. Haroff was formally charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder in the deadly attack. He was booked into Martin County Jail just before 1 p.m., and he has no bond. The sheriff's office served an arrest warrant Sunday night after the hospital informed authorities of his Monday release. So, I'm going to tell you the story that I seen. Like this other guy, he did a story. That's where I got this story from. But I can't even find him on YouTube no more. But the moral of the story is this boy, he started acting funny and weird. Like right before he attacked these people, all of that stuff, he attacked his dad. He was punching his dad in the face. They was having a family eating, like they went out to eat, him and his girlfriend and his dad, like they family went out eating, and he was already crazy. He left and then he went home, changed his clothes, and his mom was like, what the hell are you doing here? whatever. And then he was just acting crazy and nobody will help him. Nobody will help him, y'all. Nobody will help this boy. So I'm telling y'all, like, these people is not fucking doing this shit. Right before this shit, like, they thought he was on drugs. He wasn't even on drugs. But I'm finna read some more of the articles. Hold on just a sec. Okay, here's the rest of the article. The attack left 59-year-old John Stevens III and 53-year-old Michelle Mishkan dead outside their home near Jupiter. Their neighbor, Jeff Fisher, who tried to intervene in the attack before calling 911, was also injured. Y'all, he cut him up, and the man didn't even feel it. The man didn't feel nothing. He just, like, man, okay, let me finish reading. When deputies first arrived, they said Horoff was intertwined with John Stevens on the floor of the garage. Deputies said Horoff was biting Stevens' face and stomach after stabbing Stevens and his wife, Michelle. They were so intertwined that deputies could not use deadly force to pull him off. It took tasers, deputies, and a dog to finally get Horoff under control. Police believe that Horoff may have taken caustic chemicals in the couple's garage, and his father has said that his son's liver was malfunctioning before the incident. Martin County Sheriff investigators told WPEC, our CBS affiliate in West Palm Beach, that they are not sure if Horoff drank the chemicals to harm himself or if he was just thirsty. Okay, at the time of his arrest, Horoff dared police to test him for drugs. He tested negative for common street drugs like cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and methamphetamine. The results of more intensive testing to determine whether he may have ingested bath salt or flocka are still pending. But I tell y'all now, I seen that article too. I'll read it to y'all if y'all want me to, but he wasn't on no steroids, no nothing. It said the former high school football player and wrestler made YouTube videos about bodybuilding and often spoke of the apparent eternal struggle to not use steroids. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all like this. When that man made the video, the boy said that it was a shadow man chasing him and telling him to do these things. And while he was eating the faces of this man and eating this man's stomach, he told police to kill him. He said, kill me, I'm eating people. So just think, y'all, this shit is something like Get Out. Let me calm down and slow down. Okay. I really feel like this is like Get Out. Remember, I told y'all the movies are really not the fucking movies, y'all. It's really not the movies. They showing you what the fuck is really going on. But anyway, the boy was crying and he's still eating like chunks of this man and saying that kill me, I'm eating people, kill me. And I'm going to find that too. And I'm going to post that up. But y'all look this information up for yourself. Don't believe me and take my word. Do your own research. But I'm telling you, this is spiritual. This is a spiritual battle. These people are not fucking doing this. This boy was inside of his body, but he had no control over it. He didn't want to eat them, but something was eating these people using his body. Do you get me, right? Okay. I'm finna go find some more stuff and I'll be back. Okay, now everything I just told y'all, I found a news clip. So I'm going to show the news clip on everything that I just said. Here you go.
They called that an argument with his father, but actually it turned into more of a physical altercation with his father right in the restaurant they were at that night. Since that attack, we have heard from his family. They have told us that Austin Horoff had been acting very strangely in the weeks before the attack. Well, when you see these videos, you will see that strange behavior certainly was happening the night at that dinner. The security videos obtained by WPBF 25 News show Austin Horoff and his family arriving at the Duffy's on Indiantown Road in Jupiter at 7:46 p.m. That's Austin in the gray shirt and gray visor. His family is seated at a table, but only 3 minutes later, Austin gets up and walks away, first heading toward the bathroom, but then leaving the restaurant. He's only gone about a minute before he comes back in, and then he rejoins his family at the table. But then, less than 10 minutes later, Austin is up again, walking away from the table and out the door. The timestamp tells you it's now 8:05. The next time we see Austin Harif is a half hour later, 8:35. He returns to the restaurant, but now he's wearing a blue shirt and a red hat. He sits down with his family again and appears to be having a very heated conversation with his father. Eventually, Austin gets physical, appearing to shove his father and having to be restrained. A minute later, Austin gets up and calmly walks away. He doesn't look angry, but you can see a friend from the table chase after him. Austin leaves the restaurant. That friend is only a few seconds behind. Eventually, the friend returns. Austin does not. A few minutes before 9 o'clock, you see Austin's mother on the phone. We don't know who she's talking to, but we do know she called the police that night to report Austin missing, saying he had been acting strangely for about a week, claiming to be immortal and to have superpowers. At 9:05, the family gets up and leaves the restaurant, having no idea that Austin was about to attack 3 people, killing 2 of them.
Okay, now y'all see what they say, but they didn't show the whole video. Y'all, he was beating the fuck out his daddy faces, all face shots. He was punching his daddy in his face. Okay, this next article is what one of his acquaintances has said. Now it said, however, an acquaintance of Harris from Florida State University, where he was studying exercise science, told the Daily Mail that steroids may have played a role in the vicious attack. They always saying these drugs doing this, these drugs doing that, but when they do the drugs is open up a portal in the mind and let the body get controlled. That's what they're not telling you. Okay, let me continue. It say, I don't think it was Flocka or any sort of any drugs that make them hallucinate or whatever. He said that the FCU student who asked not to be named, I just think that this kid had a steroid dependency and had a bad riot road rage that night. I can't anonymously attest that this guy had gotten bigger and bigger at alarming rates throughout our first year of college, he said. And this is also what they're not saying either. While he was eating the man facing stomach, I told y'all they said that he was hollering, talking about kill him. He's eating people. He's eating people to kill him. He was begging the police to shoot him and stuff, right? But anyway, they said that he was growling like an animal, like he was like an animal, and he had this fucking superhuman strength, like they thought he was on drugs, but all records showed that he was not on the motherfucking drugs, right? Okay, now this is what the Martin County whoever said. Okay, it say a new mental health report for Austin Harif shows how his defense attorney might argue he was insane at the time. He is accused of attacking and killing a Martin County couple and seriously injuring their neighbor. Harif is accused in 2016 of killing Michelle Mescal and John Stevens in their garage, then also attacking their neighbor, Jeff Fisher, who tried to help them. Investigators said they also found Harif chewing on Stevens' face, right? Okay, now this is what the Harif defense team enlisted the help of a forensic doctor, Philip Rinchnick, to assess whether he met the criteria for insanity on the August 15th, 2016, the date of the attack. Dr. Rinchnick's report said he concluded Harif did not have a served mental disease at the time of the alleged crime, namely bipolar 1 disorder and acute manic episode with psychotic features. Riznick said his new review included a more 6-hour interview with Harif at the Martin County Jail. Riznick said he also reviewed Harif's journal, online searches and videos, and interviewed with Dr. Phil, and he interviewed numerous of friends and family members, right? Okay, and it said Riznick said there was a pattern of concerning behavior in the months, weeks, and days leading up to the August 15th attack. Riznick said a month before the attacks, Harf was experiencing elevated moods and acted out of character, such as having an unusual obsession with having a rap music career. Wow. I guess a rap. Oh, okay. The videos, y'all. Okay. In the weeks before, Riznick said Haraf started feeling like he had superpowers, and though he was like Jesus and would be worshipped and felt so invincible, he would walk in the street in front of cars. Wow. On his computer, Riznick said Haraf researched words like mania and hallucinations, and search whether he was going crazy. So he didn't think that he was going crazy. Well, he thought he was going crazy, but he knew something was going on with him, and he didn't know what the fuck was going on. So he searched mania and hallucinations, right? And it say also before the attack, Riznick said Haraf thought there were evil forces in his home, and said he started sleeping near his sisters. He started sleeping near his sister out of his own fear, and he had to protect her. Okay, let me read that again. Also, before the attacks, Riznick said Haraf thought there were evil forces in his home, and said he started sleeping near his sister out of his own fear and to protect her. He also bought a knife in the days before the attacks for protection, according to report. Let me read that again. Also, before the attack, Riznick and Haraf thought there were evil forces in his home, and said he started sleeping near his sister out of his own fear, and he had to protect her. He also bought a knife in the days before the attacks for protection, according to the report. Okay, we getting somewhere. The day before the attack, Riznick and Haraf thought he was half man and half dog. As a result, he said he could run super fast. His sister told Riznick that Haraf wandered through the bushes to be. Hold on. His sister told Riznick that Haraf wandered through the bushes to be one with the animals, or sat in the back seat of the car where the dogs sit. The night of the attacks, investigators said Haraf was at Duffy's in Jupiter, fought with his dad, and walked out. And it said while walking, Haraf told Riznick he saw someone with a white face and dark clothes who ended up being a family friend regardless. He thought he was evil and got scared. Riznick said Haraf saw a light from Michelle Muscon and John Stevens' garage and ran towards it for the help. He ran into the light, right? Okay. Riznick said when Muscon screamed, Haraf thought she was a witch and attacked her. Then Riznick said Haraf got scared when Stevens showed up and also attacked him. So Jeff Fisher tried to save the couple, but Haraf said he recalled stabbing Fisher too. Haraf, according to the report, did not remember encountering police. He remembered waking up in the hospital because it wasn't him. Haraf, according to the report, did not remember encountering the police once again. He remembered waking up in the hospital. Riznick said in the medical reports he reviewed, he was making howling sounds and written in contortions at the hospital. Riznick considered whether Haraf was faking any of the stories to help his insanity case, but concluded he did not. Once again, Riznick considered whether Haraf was faking any of the stories to help his insanity case, but concluded he did not. The case is set to go to trial in November. Haraf attorneys have said they will rely on the insanity defense. Y'all, these things out here, and they are killing people, and they doing this shit, and these people are deemed crazy, and they're using her bodies. They're using her fucking bodies. But don't listen to me. I'm the crazy one. This is just my conspiracy and my news channel, right? But it's also a true story. So I'm gonna go on to the next story. I just wanted y'all to read that. Like the man was growling and all of that shit, and before all of this shit happened, like he was going crazy and stuff, right? So I'm gonna go on to what's her name? Jamira Hall, and her daughter name was Danera Thomas, and her son Devin Thomas Jr. Um, her daughter was 6 years old, and her son was 8 year old, right? Jamira, she was born 9/11/1992. It stood out to me because my son was born at 9:11 a.m. Crazy, huh? But anyway, I'm going to pull up some footages from here and some news clips, and we can go on from there.
Hey, Reese. Who's here? It's the brilliant detective who sealed my brutish fate. Remember this, Hobbs? What goes around really goes around. You have a safe trip, yeah? It's on my side. Go ahead! Light up my life! Criminals like Reese, they kill a few people somehow, it ain't their fault. But what took place tonight is the consequences of what I do.
You're home early today.
Boy, change. Detective John Hobbs wants to uncover the truth. What does Azazel mean? Now, my dictionary says that evil spirit of the wilderness.
Walk away, Mr. Hobbs.
But nothing in this world is on my side. Can help him solve this case.
There are angels. Some of these angels were cast down, and a few of the fallen were punished by being deprived of form.
Come on, get out of here. And each touch.
And at the execution, did he try and touch you?
Yeah, he did, actually. Passes the soul of a killer into someone new. Well, I believe what I see, and I'm still trying to get my mind around what I just saw.
Some things, pal, you shouldn't know.
I know you, Hobbs. Put the gun down. I know who you are. Put the gun down!
Is on my side. Hey, pal.
My work is based upon evidence.
And aren't your facts resistant to normal interpretation?
Hey, Hobbs.
You leave my family alone.
But I'm still having fun.
Denzel Washington. How do we fight him? Is it even possible?
I believe it is.
John Goodman. Josie, you know I didn't do this.
I know it, Hobbs.
Donald Sutherland.
I know you know more than you're saying.
Haven't you done enough, huh?
Now here's the story of Jamira Hall. Okay, neighbors of a woman charged with killing her 2 children told investigators they heard one of them screaming, "Mommy, no," days before they were found dead last week in a Baltimore apartment, according to the charging documents that also describe the gruesome crime scene. Now, the plea is to believe to have come from Danera Thomas. Now, that is her 6 year old. On August 19th, 5 days before she and her 8 year old brother, Davin, were found by a maintenance worker who entered the residence to look into complaints of a foul smell coming from the unit. The mother, Jamira Hall, 28, wasn't home at the time. She admitted to the killings on Wednesday and is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and is being held without bail, the documents state. So now I'm going to show you guys the news clip from it, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents because they're not saying all what another article is saying. I'm going to read that other article too. So here's the news clip.
Yesterday, officers were dispatched to the 500 block of Coventry Road to investigate a reported death on arrival inside of an apartment. When officers arrived on the scene, they discovered the bodies of 2 juvenile victims who were both in a state of decomposition with obvious visible trauma. Our homicide detectives are currently working with the medical examiner's office to determine the exact cause of death and the exact time of death. Both victims have been identified as 6-year-old Denaria Thomas and her brother, 8-year-old Davin Thomas. My heart goes out to the family members, and on behalf of the Baltimore Police Department, we send our condolences and our heartfelt prayers. Now, while our investigators are always working under very challenging circumstances, there is nothing more difficult than investigating the murder of a child, much less 2 children. And while this investigation is still very early on, we can confirm now that the mother, 28-year-old Jamera Hall, is the suspect in this case, having confessed to murdering her children. She is currently in our custody, and detectives will be pursuing criminal charges. We're still reviewing surveillance video, combing through calls for service, and speaking with residents and gathering any additional details around this heartbreaking incident.
Said she confessed. Could you tell us why and how she did it?
Well, no, I can't tell you how and why she did it. What I can tell you is that our detectives worked really, really hard to locate her. And once she was located, she was brought in for questioning. Detectives did a phenomenal job and was able to extract a confession from her that she's responsible for the death of her 2 children. We won't go into the how and the why. That's still being investigated, and detectives are still looking through a lot of evidence, but it's still an open investigation. So the call came in yesterday afternoon, call of a foul odor. Officers responded to the location. Once inside, located 2 victims, one in the front room, one in the bathroom. And so it was at that point children were found when officers arrived and were able to enter the residence. It wasn't until, I believe, this morning, if I'm correct, the mother was located and brought in for questioning.
Davin and Denaria should be making new friends. They should be showing off their new school shoes. They should be really starting to grow into who they are as a person, inching closer and closer to their full potential. And we should be celebrating their promise. But instead, we are here today talking about their unfortunate death. And I'll be honest, I didn't sleep much last night. When you think about a tragedy like this, you think about having all that's right in the world. Young people, energy, their voices, their laughter being snuffed out in a moment. And for something that could have and should have been avoided. You hear me always say that Baltimore's greatest asset is
Now
our
here's
young.
the rest of that article. Now I got to give my 2 cents because they say like they had to get it up out of her and they had to find her. But anyway, here's the rest of the article. When Baltimore police officers responded to the home Tuesday, they found Davin lying face down in a sleeping bag in the living room with a large knife still in his chest. A plastic trash bag was wrapped around his face and head. Authorities said his sister was found laying naked in a bathtub with clothing wrapped around her neck. Both bodies were in a state of decomposition, police said. Hall was last seen with the children outside the apartment building on August 19th. Neighbors told police they heard screaming coming from someone inside the home believed to be Denaria Thomas. Hall's mother told police on August 23rd that she was told her daughter was in the hospital and that the children had been taken by their father. He told investigators that he hadn't seen the children. Now, the father said he last saw Hall on August 24th on the street screaming and cursing at no one, and that she appeared to be under the influence. She was tracked down by investigators Wednesday in an Uber and taken into custody. Now, my 2 cents on it, now you see, she was supposed to be in a hospital, right? So she wasn't in a hospital, whatever. And then her baby daddy said that he saw her screaming and cursing at no one. Now that's fucked up because who the fuck was she screaming and cursing at? My thing, just like I said, she was screaming and talking to whoever killed her fucking children. They used her body. And y'all, these movies are not just only movies. They're not just movies. And then she have multiple runs in with the police on something's wrong with her. Okay, here goes some more of it. She has had run-ins with the law before. Okay, now in 2018, an incident, she set her mother's house on fire. She set her mother's home on fire, disabled the smoke detectors, and burned family photos. The Baltimore Sun reported authorities said that the images have been assembled into something described as an altar. What the fuck? An alert was issued for the children's at the time who were found at the hospital. Hall was sentenced to a year in prison for first-degree arson but kept custody of the kids. Now, you know something is wrong if you set your mama house on fire before something was like this woman was screaming out for help a long time ago and no one helped her. They say on the social media, she also posted photos of her children. Innocent, and my children will always be innocent. In this cruel world, mommy got them together, she wrote in April. That is so fucked up, y'all. That is so fucked up. So that is all I have for y'all. I will be coming back more because you see my kids are in the background while I'm trying to do this. So you got to excuse me. My baby father is at work. So it's just me with the kids and I'm trying to get this information out. So please excuse the kids. So I will be back with more. I just want y'all to keep this in mind that this is not these people doing this. Now, the movie Fallen, the clip that I showed y'all, it shows you, they tell you in the movie what the fuck is really going on. What the fuck is really going on. And another post she put, she said later that month, she wrote, my two little best friends, they are perfect to me. A bond that can never be broken. Wow. I'm going to end it here, and y'all, I will be back with more stories like this about, I know that these people are not doing this. These kids, oh, you see what I'm saying? Oh, I want to do something to them. They doing it on purpose. But anyway, I love my kids. That hurt me. But okay. Love, peace, and prosperity to all of y'all. Please check these stories out yourself. Do your own research. Get into your spirituality. Raise your vibration. Be positive. Actually, just be balanced. But, okay, I'm going to wrap it up. See you guys.